Hello, Mike Levin here, and on that last video you saw a list of string representations of objects in Python memory, and when it gets to that point it's often good to just go into the interactive command line for Python, which you get by simply typing Python, and then doing a little exploration. We're going to import the requests object. That's how we make HTTP requests so easy, giving Python sort of the ability to browse the web. It already has it. Requests just make it easier. And then we're going to import LXML, which is how we examine the contents of the HTML we get back. And then I am going to do request object, like in my code, equals requests.get. And then I'm going to get the code from the Screaming Frog page. Copy, paste, close parenthesis. It'll take a moment, and there you have it. It's loaded there. I could actually output this with ro.text, but I'm not going to because I don't want to make the screen too ugly. I want to kind of record what's going on here. First thing, I want to get the match to all the anchor text, and that was in my code over here. I had a great little way of doing it. First we use this. Has no attribute HTML. Okay, so I need to import LXML.html. These module imports don't get all their children because sometimes they're just so large. Now we've got a doc object, and if I just type the doc object, you'll see you get those little pointy bracket tag looking representations just where it happens to reside in memory. It's not quite what we want. We now want to grab the links off that page. The /A is XPath's way of saying all anchor text. Now we have a links object, and if I were to just try and print that, you would see the list of the string representations. And I'm going to go for each link in links. No, that would just output that string. I'm going to grab for the first one, I'm going to show the string representation links index 0. This is often a way you can just kind of reach in there. And now you can do different things like, let's just call it item equals links 0. And now we can try and type item. You'll see that same thing. And now we can also do help around item. It'll show you the published API stuff, and it's in kind of like the program less, so you hit the space bar to step through it, and you can see all the things you can do. Append, find all. This is looking like something that is not a single item, though. This is looking like a list in itself. And this is why I went into the interactive I saw a value there, forward, back. B is for back, forward. This is why I went into the interactive Python command line, because I don't think I'm dealing with what it looked like from the StackOverflow example. I'm going to check out the first element of item. Another one of these. So let's see. We're already using the word item. Let's just go x equals item. Well, you know what? Before taking these stabs, I know I saw URLs as I iterated through the object. So I'm going to look at my code again, and / attribute href. So there's a whole bunch of hrefs in what should be, I believe, a single item from the list. So .xpath, this is the guy we want. Item dot item.xpath href. Type a little more carefully. Oh yeah, that looks a little more like it. I believe we are looking at all the href values from the page. Probably more than we want, because again, I see CSS stuff in there, but at least it's not the CSS stuff over and over. So let's do that with a loop, make this a little cleaner to look at. What did I just do? I did item XPath / so this goes for each, for, no, not each, that's not Python, for href in item XPath, colon, indent, just show the href. An extra line, and there we go. That's sure looking a lot like all the href values that was discovered on the page. In fact, I think it's going a little ambitious, because here's style.css, and so I'm going to go over here, go to that view source, and here's style.css. You can see I searched for it before. That is in a link inside an href. So I believe going for all / hrefs, I'm getting too much. I need to start doing a filter on that XPath. And it's kind of on a higher, the objects are not structured the way I thought. Once I get into what appeared to be the first item from the list, it actually had a whole sublist, which is all of these. So that is what I'm going to work with. And I'm going to pause as I figure out what my XPath should be just to get hrefs. Stack Overflow to the rescue as usual. I see this great example. I might be able to not have the extra step of just grabbing all the anchors, although that's good because you have the text on hand. But this is grabbing all, this is a better XPath. So I'm going to select that. And if I go back to my interactive stuff, I still have, you'll remember, the RO object. And let's see. I can go back in my history to where I established the links using an XPath. And instead of grabbing all anchor text, I can grab just that. It's probably a better match. And now for link in links, link. Hopefully we get a clean list of links, right? Oh, that's much better. See that? We scroll to the top, we don't see the CSS stuff, so this is much better code, and that, it just makes so much more sense. I was a little over enthusiastic in copying and pasting earlier code from Stack Overflow. It just goes to show you. So I go here and paste in that new pattern, right? And now for link in links, we don't need all this stuff. Gee, anchor text is just a little bit over the top for what I want right now, and even that isn't my language, and clean links sounds too long, so let's call it clean links, let's see, for link in links, you know what, I'm going to change it here, for a link in links, let's change it here, let's call these some links. And now I can create what I really want, an empty links list for a link in some links. This is better language. And then we append to links. We don't need the word clean in there. Now we can just return links. And my degree of confidence is going up, so we don't really need this gotcha in here anymore. Although I am going to keep the gotcha with just links because I don't particularly want to try to insert the rows yet until I'm a little more confident. So we have sum links equals all the ahref values that are in the correct place in the XML/HTML object. We got an empty link list for a link and sum links, which is coming from there. Links.append. Now this href0 stuff doesn't apply. We now are just appending a link because it looks so clean over here. And after it finishes the loop, we got an object we can return, and then we can do a gotcha output. And so that will populate the cell with that stuffed Python list and terminate things before the attempt for a row insert. Now it's been a while since we did this, so we're going to have another login prompt. I think that might just end up being something we have to live with given the way in which I'm using OAuth. It's detecting I'm doing a little bit of naughty stuff here, which is putting the authentication token on a visible URL, but that's something for, it's a story for another time. Let's watch a field get stuffed with the URLs. Look at that. Look at that. Let's go into the cell and scroll down. Very nice, exactly what I want. There's some that have hash marks like that, and then there's also some that are going to be off-site. Here's a mail to link. There's some that are going to Twitter. So we're going to have to look for Apex domain links, which is on-site, and there's a reason I chose a UK site so that I could have a co.uk to have to deal with, so I don't make the easiest grab possible for something .com or .net. That's not the way to get on-site links. You gotta find the registered or naked or Apex domain and find all the other links that belong to that. But that'll be the next video. This has been a massively successful video and a good, I guess, what is this? I'm up to step 5, part 5 of writing a crawler in Google Docs and getting ready for Mobilegeddon. So thanks for joining me. Hope to talk to you soon. Don't forget to subscribe.